Intro. What changes when faith is real? More than you think. It's a question many of us ponder in the quiet moments, in the space between a hope and a prayer. We talk about faith, we hear about faith, but what happens when it stops being a word and becomes the very ground beneath your feet? It's not about a sudden flash of lightning or a booming voice from the heavens. No, it's quieter than that. It's a slow, steady transformation, like a river carving its path through stone, not with force, but with persistence. Some folks think faith is a crutch, something to lean on when you're weak. Maybe they're right, but I've come to see it's more like a compass. When you're lost and the fog rolls in, when you can't see a foot in front of your face, that's when you need it most. It doesn't clear the path, but it gives you a true north. It whispers a direction when all other voices are noise. It's the difference between wandering aimlessly and walking with purpose, even if the road is hard and the destination far. Today, we're looking at 6 big shifts that happen when we stop just believing in God and start truly trusting God. This isn't theory. It's the lived, breathed, and often tested reality of faith. Chapter 1. The first thing you notice is the quiet. Not the absence of noise, but a stillness that settles deep within your soul. Before, outside chaos created a hurricane inside. Every worry was a gust, every fear a crack of thunder. You paddled furiously, tried to fight the tide, only to end up exhausted and further from shore. Then something shifts. True faith brings a peace that calms the fiercest storms. You're centered even when life rages. The winds still howl, the rain still pour, but you're no longer fighting them. You find the eye of the storm, profound calm. They expect panic and despair, but they find poise and a quiet resolve. Peace isn't the absence of problems, it's the presence of God within them. Let go of the oars. Anchor your hope to what storms cannot move. Your job isn't to stop the storm, it's to trust the one who commands wind and waves. You're a passenger in the care of a master sailor. Chapter 2. Hope is a funny thing. For many it's fragile, easily snuffed by disappointment, tied to outcomes, plans working out just so. When diagnosis is bad, when the job is lost, when the relationship ends, that flicker often dies, leaving cold ash. Faith introduces a different hope. It plants what refuses to be extinguished, even when things look bleak. Not rooted in wishful thinking or positivity, but anchored in a promise. No matter how dark the night, the sun will rise. Trust beyond what eyes can see. Confidence in a story bigger than this chapter. Hope that sings in a prison cell finds joy in sorrow. Not denying pain, but declaring pain is not the end. You stop seeing dead ends and start seeing detours. Failures become lessons. This hope becomes a warm, steady glow. A light for you and for others. Chapter 3. Life is a series of decisions, isn't it? 1,000 paths and 1,000,000 choices. We analyze, seek advice, lose sleep, drowned by data and opinions. Then faith enters. With faith, decisions gain clarity, a direction beyond your understanding. It's not a detailed itinerary. It's subtler, like learning the language of the Spirit. You notice gentle nudges, quiet whispers, doors that open with ease, and ones that stay shut. A pattern emerges, purpose woven through days, guidance beyond logic, a deep internal resonance. You make choices that don't make sense on paper. The world calls them foolish, but your inner compass overrules the clamor. Anxiety fades, replaced by quiet confidence that, step by step, you are being led. Chapter 4. Sooner or later, life brings you to your knees. Trials come. Heartbreak, illness, failure, long dark nights of the soul. Our strength is finite. We run on fumes, push until we break, feel impossibly small. Here, faith is forged into something real. It supplies strength to endure. Weakness becomes perseverance. True strength is found in admitting weakness. I can't do this on my own. Then a new power flows. Divine resilience. The mountain remains, but now you have the gear to climb. Pain is real, but you have a reason to bear it. Endurance becomes a purpose-filled walk. Trials train you. Scars become proof you were never fighting alone. Chapter 5. We think we know what love is. We see it in movies, hear it in songs, often just a feeling, a transaction. I love you because you make me happy. But that well runs dry when love isn't easy or convenient. When faith takes root, it renovates how you love. You love sacrificially, more compassionately. A divine love, not based on worthiness, but on the character of the one loving. It gives without expecting return. It sees the broken, the difficult, the unlovable, and moves toward them. Empathy expands, patience lengthens, forgiveness becomes natural. This love is fruit from the vine you're connected to. It flows through you, changing you, spilling out to everyone you meet. Chapter 6. The myth of the lone hero is a lonely, exhausting way to live. We weren't created for isolation. Deep down, we need to belong, to be known. We hunt for tribe everywhere. Faith draws you into a family, supported, accountable, never alone. Not a weekly club, a spiritual family. Messy, imperfect, beautiful fellow travelers walking the same road. People who know your name and your story and love you anyway. Here you find hands to lift you, voices to cheer you, shoulders to cry on, and accountability that calls you higher. Faith stops being private and becomes shared, lived reality. In that shared journey, you find a belonging that feels like home. So there you have it. 6 shifts that change everything. A peace that surpasses understanding, a hope that defies circumstance, a guidance that clarifies the path, a strength perfected in weakness, a love that transforms the heart, a community that says, you belong. These aren't checkboxes, they're organic results of trust, a current pulling you from fear and self-reliance into the ocean of grace. Faith isn't a destination, it's a road you walk for the rest of your days. There will be fragile days of peace, hope, and strength. Times you feel alone. But now you know where to turn. You know where to find your anchor, your compass, your strength, your family. The path isn't easy, but you are never walking it alone. What if you took one small step of trust today? In one place you're striving, let go and let God. Don't worry about the whole staircase. Just the next step. That's how transformations begin. Not with a leap, but a single trusting step into a faith that is real. A faith that changes not just some things, but everything.